Is it time for recess yet? I'm so glad you found time to join us here on the Child Care Director's Chair, where Erica Sacoccio shares her best practices that she's refined through her passion of directing childcare centers over the last 23 years. From parenting interaction, systems to save you time, money, and stress, to profitability. She shares it all from the Child Care Director's Chair.
Imagine a childcare solution so seamless it keeps parents connected with their child's day in real time, while making sure that your center runs smoothly, more smoothly than ever. Welcome to, A Perfect Day, the game-changing platform that combines live HD video, effortless operations, and powerful automation, all in one app. And today we are going to dive into how Perfect Day is transforming childcare experiences for both parents and providers. You are listening to the Child Care Director's Chair podcast. I'm your host, Erica Sacoccio, and we'd like to welcome the team from Perfect Day, Hannah and Kali. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us. We're really excited to be here.
We're super excited to have you too. As a busy childcare owner, I can tell you that apps absolutely save you time, and time saves you money. So I am an avid user of apps, and I think that if you don't have an app right now, you're crazy at this point in the game. And families are asking, when they come out on tours, they're asking, how do you communicate with families? And families they're here on the phone. And so, you have to come into the current century of media and apps and all the things. And I know some of my friends out there, my OG childcare owners, I'm talking to you specifically because young folks already get it. So let's talk about the big picture. Like, what makes Perfect Day stand out in a crowded world of childcare management apps? And how does it enhance the parent experience? Hey, it's Erica here, and I've got something super exciting to share with you. If you're in the world of early childhood education, you cannot miss the Early Childhood Empowerment Conference. And I'm not just saying that. Trust me, this is where the magic happens. Over the course of 3 days, we're all about learning, connecting, and reigniting that spark that brought you into the field in the first place. And let me tell you, this conference is packed with goodness. Day 1 is all about leadership. We've got 5 incredible presenters who will walk you through the business side of running your program. Plus, it's more intimate, a retreat-style day with only 80 administrators, so you'll get tons of face time and an opportunity to connect. And to close out the day, a fun, hilarious comedy show and dinner with Jay Yoder from the Board Teacher Comedy Tour. He graces the stages all over the country. Day 2 is a day full-blown conference with 50 vendors, 14 amazing speakers, plus 2, not 1, but 2 keynote addresses that will leave your head full of fresh ideas. Oh, and did I mention, you can also get a free professional headshot. You can even hop on an ECE podcast and share your expertise with the world. So much fun packed into one day. And then day 3, you get to relax. We're heading over to Urban Sweat, where you can treat yourself however you want. Whether you want to unwind in a Himalayan salt cave, you want to get into a yoga class, or just enjoy a relaxing massage, you will leave totally recharged. You can book your services directly with Rafa and pick exactly what you need. So are you in? Don't miss out 3 days of empowerment, inspiration, and just pure connection with your ECE community. I can't wait to see you there. So let's do this. Links below. See you soon.
Yeah, so the biggest difference about Perfect Day compared to the other apps out there is we are an all-in-one parent engagement app. So we have live video embedded with your live updates from the teachers throughout the day. We have the check-in, we have messaging, we have all of that combined into one. So the solution that these childcare centers are looking for, they're they're not wanting to pay for all these different softwares. So what we've done is we've put all of those into one software, completely free to the child care center. So the great thing about Perfect Day is we'll actually come out to your child care center. We'll install all of your cameras for free, and then we actually go directly to the parent, and we are a subscription model platform. So that is what stands out about Perfect Day, and we are completely, mostly focused on live video. So right now, nowadays, when parents are touring the schools, like you said, communication is key with these parents. Transparency is key. And one thing they look for when they're touring is live video. They want that transparency between the schools and the parent to be able to know that they're leaving their child in safe hands.
Mm. So at our center, we use, we use a combination of things, but we do have security cameras. And I feel like not even just for the parents, but for childcare owners and directors, we have used our security footage so many times, sometimes for a training tool, sometimes just honestly, because let's face it, we live in a litigious world and anybody can say anything happened. And so having those security cameras is, yes, peace of mind for parents, but also peace of mind for me as a child care owner. And then having multiple locations, being able to be at one center and see what's going on at another center in live time is honestly is it makes me feel so comfortable. And I love my team and my staff, and I certainly trust them. But again, they're human beings. You're not going to be able to see everything all of the time, in your classroom or on your play yard. So it's such a great tool for your staff too, to have that peace of mind. So I totally get the concept of how beneficial it is to everyone, particularly the children, right? Which are the most important out of all of this. So Perfect Day offers real-time HD video updates with innovative smart track cameras. How does that feature help childcare centers create a more transparent and connected experience for the parents? And what is smart track?
So Smart Track is basically our technology moves with the kids throughout the school. So one thing that is missing in childcare today is parents are able to see their kids. If childcare centers do have live video, they're able to see their kids in their homerooms, but they don't ever get to see their kids on the playground and in enrichment rooms and doing things that they are excited to be doing. A lot of schools offer different extracurriculars like dance and soccer and different things like that, and parents never get to see that. And so Perfect Day offers Smart Track, which is the ability for the parents to see that movement throughout the day through those different locations. And parents will actually be notified when their child is on the move. And it's not facial recognition or anything like that. But that's just the way our technology works. And so parents will be notified when their child is moving, and then they will be able to log in and see them on the playground. They'll see them in the cafeteria when they're eating lunch with their friends. They can see them in the enrichment rooms if they're painting and doing art projects and things like that. So it's a window into your child's day that you wouldn't get in any other way. And I'm not a parent, Hannah's not a parent yet, but we know, and we have lots of children in our lives, and we know that like sometimes you won't get that information from those kids. I mean, they're not going to tell you how their day went, but if you get to see that, you have more chances and more opportunities for conversation with your kids and a better relationship with your kids overall.
Yeah. Well, I'm a parent, and I can tell you, we've all had those days when you're like, "What did you do in school today?" And they say nothing, and you're like, "No, I know that is not true, right?" But yeah, I think too, it's hard for parents to leave their children, and you feel like you're missing out on so much. So it's a wonderful way to kind of close that gap. Although you can't like physically be there in person because you're at work, you're able to enjoy part of that experience and see your child, thriving. So that definitely is something that would make me feel really good. I quit my job and went to work in the daycare where my child went. That's how I get to see her, but not everybody gets to do that. So,
Yeah.
um, so you talk about eliminating the hassle of multiple apps.
Mm.
Can you share how this all-in-one approach simplifies daily operations for childcare centers, and what impact does that have on the staff and caregivers?
Yeah, so basically the way Perfect Day works, there's three different platforms. We have a parent platform, we have an admin platform, and we have a teacher platform. And so the teachers are putting in activities all day long for the kids and what they're doing all day. The staff has the ability to manage the school, manage those activities that are being put in, manage their child's profiles, any immunizations, medical history, any reports they need to run for the school. So there is a little bit of childcare management software in there. Now we are mainly focused on parent engagement, but we do have those main reports that you would need to run your school. And then we have check-in and check-out as well. So we've streamlined the check-in and check-out process through a QR code. And that is all done on the parent app. So the teachers no longer have to check the kids in. They can focus on what they're doing. They don't have to stop instruction or things that they're doing at that time to check a kid in or check a child in. They just get that child on the app and it shows that they've checked in. And then the parents can automatically have that live stream footage once their child is checked in. So it really just all of those apps that you would use for all those different things, the check in and out, the reports, the daily report, the activity feed, and then of course the live streaming. All of those are only offered in separate apps nowadays. So we've just our goal was to put all of that into one report, into one app.
Yeah, I know my staff would probably really truly appreciate doing less things on the app for sure, because especially, oh my gosh, God bless the toddler teachers. Those 12 kids are moving and grooving every second. So the more hands and eyes you have on children, the more beneficial for everyone.
Yeah,
So
and Hannah was actually a teacher prior to this, so she's got her history there. She knows everything about day or preschool, that whole environment. So she's our expert when it comes to childcare as well.
yeah, in terms of efficiency and profitability, what specific features of Perfect Day help childcare centers either save time or resources, and how can they use that to help them grow their business?
So the biggest part about Perfect Day is that it's completely free to the child care center. Completely free, meaning they pay nothing. If they want to adopt our software, we'll come out, we'll see do a little audit on the school, and then we'll send out the cameras. We'll get the cameras fully installed, and then the parents will adopt that software, and they'll start using it, and the parents pay that subscription payment, and that's it. So the schools are losing that payment that they're paying for all of those different softwares that they're currently using, and they get to drop all of that and use one software for free.
So let me ask you this. Is there a specific length of time that parents have to sign on to the app with you?
A specific meaning like
Like, do they have to enroll in the program for 6 months, a year? Like, is there a time period?
So the parents can choose from three different plans. They do have the option of a free plan, but the camera plans are paid. So the parents don't have any requirements, but the school does have a requirement to hit as far as paid plans.
Yeah, I would figure there had to be something that would make sense business wise for you folks as well, especially if it's a free service.
Yeah.
So the other thing I would say is, childcare has become extremely competitive, and so it could be a real great way to, as part of like your unique features at your program. So, it could be the difference of enrolling 5 more kids at your center, which we all know equals quite a bit of revenue. So, I could see that would be, especially if a family is looking at 2 or 3 programs and they all offer something similar, except for yours has the Perfect Day feature. That really could be the tipping point for a family to make that decision. You also mentioned that qualifying childcare centers can access Perfect Day for free. Can you walk us through like how that works and why it's such an attractive option for providers? Like, what does that look like? Let's say somebody's listening right now, like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. How do I get my center moving into this direction to get the service? What
Yeah,
does that look
absolutely.
like?
So we are brand new to the market, but we're not brand new in full. Like we have been
Hmm.
working on this app for about 3 years now, and we've been in beta testing. By the end of the first quarter, we'll probably be in about 25 schools. And so we've been getting all that feedback and just testing and hearing all the parents' feedback, all the feedback from the schools, and really just using that to make it better. And so we've gotten to a point where we're launching this spring. So we'll start launching in January, and we do have a waiting list of schools that are ready to jump on board. And so we'll start those demo calls. But schools are welcome to reach out to us to get on that waiting list. They can reach out to us through our website. And we'll start those demo calls in the spring, and then we'll start getting people on board and getting people using the app.
Yeah. I think in many states too, where there's this like kind of shift to universal pre-K and where many of those pre-Ks are housed in a public school, I can assure you that most public schools are not going to have this type of option. So again, a super competitive advantage for your center if you bring this in. So let me ask you a question because I should really ask you this at the beginning, but can you give us a little bit of history behind like your origin story of your company?
Yeah, so we've started basically our owners own childcare centers, and they saw the need for an app that had an all-in-one platform. So something where they were spending so much money on software, and they were like, we need a solution for this. So why don't we go ahead and build our own app? And so they pulled in the people that they trusted and the people that they knew would have good advice for them. And they wanted to hear everything they would possibly need in a software where they wouldn't have to go and get other softwares. So that's our origin story, and our owners have been so great, and we've really tried to listen and hear all of those pieces of feedback from all of those mentors and directors and owners and parents. We have groups of people who we go to when we release a new feature, and we're saying, how does this look? What would you change about it? Do you have any recommendations of what we should do in the future? And so we have a really great corner of I wouldn't even say corner. It's an army of people building this app who have a lot of experience in childcare.
Yeah. And I think, when I met you guys in Florida, that was one of the things that really spoke to me and why I spent so much time at your booth was because it was like a family owned and operated, even though I'm sure that you guys are going to scale pretty quickly because this is, a great product. For me, that's always important. I love that, like more of a family type of a feel when I work with the business. Most childcare centers for the most part are mom and pop or sister and mother and brother kind of operations. So family, supporting small business, supporting family owned businesses is something that's important to many of us as well. So yeah,
That's
and then
that's
go
one thing
ahead.
that we really pride ourselves on too is really building a relationship with all of our people that we talk to, whether it's directors, whether it's teachers, whether it's owners,
Yeah.
parents. We answer the phones when they call. Like there's no bots that are answering the phones. We don't require them to talk to a computer to talk to us. Like we have a number that comes straight to, mostly it's either Hannah or I,
Sure.
to talk to us, to actually have a conversation with a human being. We pride ourselves on that. And then when we actually launch in a school, we have the option of going to that school and speaking to the parents in person and helping them get onboarded to the app and helping the teachers and helping the staff at that school, because having new software can be challenging. It can be
Yeah.
frustrating. Changes is hard for anyone. And so we just want to make sure that we have that relationship with everyone that we're working with, to make sure we have that family feel with everyone.
Yeah. So, and I'd like to say, too, on behalf of early childhood educators everywhere, thank you for your commitment, too, to supporting the industry. Like, I met you guys at a FLACY conference, right? And so when you do things like vendors and sponsors and those types of things that invest back into our community. So, thank you for doing that, too, from, a business standpoint. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you really think folks should know before we wrap up today? Is there anything you'd like to add?
Just from a teacher's point of view, teachers have a big role in this app. So our goal is we want to make our app as simple as possible. We don't want our teachers on this app for hours logging activities. We want them with the kids more often. So the simplicity of the teacher's app and making sure you're just hitting some bubbles and posting a picture and you're done with the app. So those parents are getting live updates throughout the day. We do not want them on the iPad 7 out of the 8 hours of the day. So we want to make sure that the app is smooth as possible. So we want to make sure that our teachers are happy as well. So the feedback from the teachers that we get is very important to us. We always ask for good, bad, and ugly, what we can do better. So teachers have probably the biggest role. Yeah, that's so true. And it is all powered by the teachers too. So these are the ones that are creating the experience for the parents. They're the ones posting the activities. So if the teachers are overwhelmed by, the software that they're using, the parents aren't going to have the experience that they would expect. So we really appreciate our teachers and every staff that we have.
For me, this podcast is all about teacher love. So that's not going to be the first. Yeah, that's not the first or last time they've heard that on this show. So, so I guess that's it for today. If folks want to connect with you, you can check the links below. We'll put them in there. You can reach out to our girls over at Perfect Day. As always, remember, it's the small details that make a big impact in the success of your childcare business. Have a great day.
Thanks, Erica.
Well, all the cute little kiddos have been picked up and it's time to go home. And that'll do it for another episode of the Child Care Director's Chair. Please leave a review so Erica knows the information is helping you to manage and improve your childcare centers. Remember to subscribe to get the latest episode from Erica's Child Care Director's Chair.